can't have music on, I'm afraid. So you're going to have to listen to your breath today. Okay, so today's yin practice, we are using the bolster and just one brick. Obviously, if you end up doing this at home, you can improvise with other stuff. But it's mainly laying on your back today, a couple of twists, and the rest of it is pretty much either on your back or folding forward from a seated position. So no weight on the wrists, knees or elbows or anything today. So we're going to start in supported bridge. Now I'm going to offer it using the brick, but if you feel that's a little bit too intense for your back, obviously there's different levels of the brick. You could have it on this level, or this level. But if you don't fancy that today, then you're still welcome to use the bolster and take supported bridge in the bolster instead. I'll show you both options and then you can decide which you would prefer. So we land the feet on the floor, lay long through the spine, back of the neck. Once the feet are grounded, we lift up through the hips, and then you choose if you're using a brick. Obviously this level is quite high, so it's not going to be necessarily right for some of you, if any of you might want that today. Or you can take it further down, or even further down than that. Or you can use the bolster and get into it any which way you like. And then just shimmy that under. Just make sure that it's the back of your sacrum, this hard bit on the back of your pelvis that's on the bolster. You're not on the lumbar curve of your spine. So you can just have a little wiggle around and just land yourself on whatever prop you want to use. And take your time to just set up. Just think about your energy today. What is it your body needs? If you do need to really open up through the front of the body, maybe you choose the brick. If you want to take something a little more passive, then maybe you choose the bolster. And then once you've landed there, just invite everything to relax and soften. Start to tune into the breath. So this is our posture for arrival today. So just recognize that you're here on your mat now. Turn down the volume on the day before you, the week before you, the month before you. And turn up the volume of your own inner landscape. So the sound of your breath, the rhythm of your heart, feedback and sensation in your tissues, muscles, your physical body. Listening to that feedback from your body is really important to then honor that throughout your practice today. So if you do feel particularly fatigued, stiff, tired, please be respectful of that as we go through this practice. You'll always have options. And likewise, for the duration we stay in these poses, you do not have to stay in them for that period of time. If you want to come out any point prior to me inviting you to do so, you're very welcome to. Equally, if you've chosen an option and you want to come down a step, you can do that at any point too. Just think about lengthening from the knees all the way up to your shoulders, opening into the front of your hips, across your chest, and that space in our prana and apana regions. So prana region being around your chest, your heart space, and then from belly button down to pubic bone is that apana region, and we're just opening these up, helping to shift any negative energy, dormant energy, toxins perhaps, but also you create more space for the breath to land within the body. So you may feel an expansion in the chest, in the ribs, in the belly a little bit more than perhaps in other postures. If you're quite comfortable where you are and you want to find a little bit more space, then you've got a couple of options. One is to take the arms up overhead. The other is to potentially extend the legs. If you've got the highest option of the brick, I probably wouldn't extend the legs because that may be a little bit too much in your lumbar, but you listen to your body, you take what you need. You don't have to extend them all the way out. You may just partially extend them, you may fully extend them. Again, do what's right for your body. Encourage everything to soften, to release, the tissues to relax. Invite that sense of space throughout that front body. And just really tuning into your breath. As you breathe in, the belly expands. As you breathe out, the belly softens and draws back towards your spine. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, as long as that is comfortable for you today. And remember those choices with your arms. You don't have to stay in the one that you've chosen. If you took them overhead and you now prefer to have them further back down, then feel free to do that. And just continue with some nice, deep, steady breaths in. And some nice, soft, steady breaths out. Each time that inhale arrives, just feeling that expansion in the tummy. And each time that breath leaves the body, just feel that belly button drawing back in towards your spine. Just follow the ebb and flow of your breath. Use that as an anchor for your practice today. So if you feel your mind start to drift, come back to that breath every time. Another benefit of this posture is that it should allow you to find Jalandhara Bandha, which is a really nice lengthening through the cervical spine, the back of your neck. Chin perhaps even drawing slightly in towards the chest, but just helping create that space between each of those cervical vertebrae at the back of your head and your neck, which in turn creates a little domino effect and some little space, more space in between the rest of your vertebra all the way down your spine. And we can hold a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders, so lengthening and easing that space out will help to release some of that tension too. We'll be here for about another 5 or 6 rounds of breath. Make any adjustments that you need if you wish. Otherwise, just follow those breaths in and out. Ebbing and flowing, slow and steady. Last 2 here, breathing in through the nose, down into the belly. Breathing out from the belly and back out through the nose. One more. Okay, if you're on the bolster, you can stay there, but if your legs are extended, bring them in. If you're on a brick, then just slide the brick away, land the pelvis back onto the ground. Just take a moment there and then introduce the bolster instead of your brick. But just allow your back to neutralize before you do. And gently slide that bolster underneath the back of the sacrum when you're ready to. And we'll come into our next posture. So just check your setup is right for your body, so we're not crushing down into our lumbar curve with the bolster. It's on the back of the sacrum. Feet are on the floor, so the knees are up towards the sky, because we're going to come into a single leg pontoon position. If your arms are still overhead, just bring them back down by your side. We're going to start just bringing the left knee in towards the body. Now, depending on your hips today, you can either take the hands to the back of your thighs and just draw the knee in towards your body that way, or if it's available and it's comfortable, maybe take hold of the shin and just hug the knee in towards the body that way. From here, you've got the option to extend your right leg long. If you do that, keep the right heel on the ground. So we're still drawing the left knee in towards the body, but the right heel is resting down onto the ground. So you've either got the right foot landing on the floor and the knee to the sky, or you've extended that right leg long, but it's not hovering up in the air, it's just resting on the floor. Now check that you're not creating tension in the shoulders, the jaw, the forehead, anywhere else. Sometimes when we're holding the knee towards the body, we can inadvertently tense up in those places. So just actively soften through the shoulders and the face. And we're just going to allow this compression to happen in that left hip flexor and that lengthening to happen on the right side. And then again, if you're not already, just tuning into your breath. It may feel slightly different in the belly with the leg drawn in. But see if you can still connect to that sensation of inhale, belly rising, and exhale, belly softening down. With regards to finding your edge or how active you want it to be, then the more you draw that leg in towards the body, the more active you're going to make that stretch. And likewise, if you extend that right leg, it's just going to create a little bit of a more active stretch than a passive one. So make a choice that works for you today, with your energy, with your body, what you need. Keep that breath flowing up and down the body. If you feel any spaces that are resisting, see if you can almost visualize or take the breath to those places and invite them to soften a little. This posture helps to release into our lower back, glutes. On the left side, the glutes. On the right side, your hip flexors, your psoas, and on the front of your leg. So just taking sort of opposing sensation in the body, left side to right. Try and stay with your breath, connecting your mind, your breath, your body together. Create that unity that is yoga. And continue to encourage your body to soften, to release, to surrender into the pose that you've chosen. If you like that visualization of creating a little bubble around yourself, then feel free to create that. That bubble creates a little barrier protection from external stimuli and noise, and allows that permission, that sanctuary of peace, quiet, just you, your body and your breath. Probably be here for about another 6 to 8 rounds of breath. If you want to come out at any point prior, feel free to do so. Last couple of breaths here. And you encourage the body to release, to let go, to ease into it. And then when you're ready, just gently let go of that left leg. you've got choices here. We are going to go to the other side, but prior to that, you may want to land both the feet, knees up towards the sky. You may want to stretch full body. You may want to hug the knees in towards your body. You may want to push the hips up towards the sky with the feet landed on the ground and just come into a little hip lift. Whatever feels nice for you. Just listen to the intuition of your body and take whatever movement feels like a nice counter for you. And then when you're ready, you're just going to land both feet back onto the ground. There's no rush. Just take the time you need to just get back to a neutral place. And then you're going to draw the right knee in towards the body. So if you've moved about, you may just want to check you're in the right place on your bolster first. And then you can either hold on to the back of the thigh or the shin. Try not to put pressure on your kneecap, so kind of either above or below the knee, wherever you're going. Relaxing into those shoulders. Option to lengthen through that left leg if you wish, but keep the heel connected to the earth. I'm not going to give you as much cue on this side as you've already explored it on the other side. But do just check in with the shoulders, the face, the jaw. Just check that you're not creating tension somewhere else, or you've displaced tension from the hips into another area of the body. And then with each breath, just really encourage that releasing and that softening of the body down into the earth, into the props, into itself. Use the connection with the breath to keep your focus of the mind with you in the present time. It may feel different left side to right. Again, this helps inform that self-awareness, informing us how to honour and respect the body as it is right now. Just you and your breath on the mat. Can you slow that breath down? Be here for around another 5 or 6 rounds of breath. You can take this as an opportunity to back off, to explore more, or to stay where you are. Whatever you need today. last two here. In through the nose, out through the nose, slow and steady. And if you still have that left leg extended, maybe just bend into the knee, bring that left foot to the ground. And then take what you need, stretch, hug the knees, plant the feet on the ground, lift the hips away from the bolster. Again, whatever feels nice for you. And just as an additional counter pose, we are going to come into supported bridge like we started with, but all of us on the bolster. Just up for a minute or so, not for as long. But you have those options that we had before of perhaps extending the legs or the arms overhead if you wish. Not your legs overhead, I mean you can if you want. Just extend the legs long, arms overhead if you prefer. Or you just keep the feet on the ground and the knees up towards the sky. So you're just coming back to that supported bridge. And taking whatever version of that you need just now. We're only here for maybe another 4 or 5 rounds of breath. Just really allow the body to open, to soften. Unravel a little bit more if there's still places that you need that to happen. Just 2 more rounds here. Good, and then if your feet aren't planted on the ground, just land them back on the ground, knees towards the sky, arms down by your side. We're going to come up with the hips so we can move the bolster to one side. Then you can either lay in what we call constructed rest, so the soles of the feet on the floor, the knees up towards the sky, or you could take the feet a little wider and allow the knees to come in towards each other into temple, or you can lay completely flat, legs extended, upper body on the ground. We're just trying to find a neutral place now, just as an overall counter pose for that little sequence we've just done. So we're going to take this opportunity to really tune back into our breath. You're welcome to place a hand on the belly, a hand on the heart if that helps you do so. We're going to just see if we can extend the exhale a little longer than our natural length of inhale. So whatever your natural inhale normally is, just spend the next few breaths just observing that. Do your best not to change it if you can help it. It's hard to do that when you start focusing on it. But just try and let that breath flow in a natural way. And then once you have a gauge of what that natural count is for your inhale, see if you can extend your exhale to maybe 1 count longer than that breath in. And then perhaps over a series of rounds of breath, you're able to extend that exhale by 2 or 3 counts. But don't force your breath to get there too quickly or at all if it doesn't feel like it today. We're still focusing the inhale down into the belly's expanding. And the exhale, as we lengthen it, the belly button draws back towards the earth, towards the spine. So let's say your inhale was a count of 4. Can you extend your exhale to a count of 6, 7? Even double it to an 8. There's not a competition around this, it's just a direction of travel. So you extend it to as much as you feel comfortable with. We're going to take that for 5 more rounds. Elongate that exhale. You don't need to take more breath in. It's more about just slowing it down and just easing the breath out from the body rather than sort of pushing the breath out from the body. Just let it drift away with your exhale. Good, last 3 here. Keeping that inhale the same count, just elongating that length of your exhale. This helps us communicate via the vagus nerve to your mind and body to relax. Shift into that parasympathetic nervous system where the body can rest, restore, regenerate. Last round here with that focus on the extension of the exhale. And then just allow the breath to return back to its natural state. No need to count it or lengthen one part versus the other. Then when you're ready, you're going to hug your knees in towards your chest. And you might want to take a little rock around, massaging into your sacrum. And basically, the closer you bring your knees to the body, the higher up the back you massage. So if you want to get into that lumbar and that sacrum, take the knees further away. If you want to get into that mid-back, bring them higher up towards you. You can do all of those. You don't have to just pick one or the other. And then we're going to come into a few rounds of different twists now. So we're going to start just with a double leg twist, just to ease the body into this rotational movement. So we bring the legs into a tabletop position, knees are above the hips and the shins are parallel with the earth. Try and keep the knees and the ankles together, but if once you come into that twist you need to separate them, then feel free to. Then we're going to cactus the arms out to the side, relaxing the shoulders down towards the earth. And as you take a nice deep breath in, we're going to take those legs over to the left hand side. So just exhale, as you exhale, let them come over to the outside, to the left hand side. But try and keep your right shoulder down towards the ground, and then let those legs become really heavy once you land them over to the side. So as I said, if you need to adjust the position of that top leg to make that foot more comfortable or accessible for you, feel free. If you want to add to the rotation, you turn the head to the opposite direction from your knees. So your knees are off to the left, you would turn your head to the right. That may not be suitable for everybody's neck. You may not want that today, so again, just choose. And then really focus the breath now into the right rib cage, right waist, right lower back. You've created space here with that rotation. Can you add to that stretch of the tissues and the fascia with the extending of the the inhale and the exhale to create that expansion of the rib cage and the softening of the rib cage, which naturally then just stretches into that fascia that wrap around that part of your body. So as you breathe in, the rib cage expanding, fascia slightly lengthening, unraveling, and as you exhale, just allow it to soften back down. We want to actively encourage the shoulders to stay down towards the earth, so we stay nice and open across the collarbones and the chest. Keeping the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you to do so. Just helps us keep that focused within. And keep encouraging those legs to be heavy, particularly that top leg. It may still want to be active, those muscles may be switched on, so just adjust in any way you need to encourage that to soften. So we're taking an axial rotation into the spine. We're opening across the chest, the collarbones, the heart space, a little rotation across the abdomen, so those digestive organs can help with elimination, shifting energy, stuff around the body. Axial rotation into the spine is great for the health and the mobility of your spine. It also helps us with posture, supporting the body every day. And just notice is as you lay here, have your shoulders softened any further down towards the ground? Is your face relaxed anymore? Has that top leg given up and surrendered? You may get some gurgling in your tummy because we're just gently kind of massaging into your stomach, your intestines, those digestive organs that do such a good job of processing our food and keeping what we need, getting rid of what we don't. But also as we relax, the body can start to do those jobs that it doesn't do when it's ready for action in that sympathetic nervous system. So it may also be a bit of processing going on because the body feels safe enough to do that. We're here for probably about another 3 or 4 rounds of breath. If you want to come out before, you know you can. Good, so we're going to move on an inhale. So just gently draw your navel towards your spine and just slowly bring those knees back into the center. You may want to hug and rock around a little bit. You may want to take a full body stretch again. Just take what feels nice for you. We're going to stay with that left side for our other twist. So we're going to keep twisting over to the left with this one. So we're not going to go to the opposite side just yet. When you're ready, just land the feet back onto the ground. You're going to cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Cactus those arms back out to the side. And then let your legs come back over to where they were before, but keep this cross of the legs. So your ankle remains on that thigh. So it's going to encourage that top leg to stay down a little bit more. If this is not comfortable for you in your right hip or your IT band or anywhere else, then you can lose the contact of the ankle on the thigh. Otherwise, just allow that little additional weight of that left leg on top of the right to encourage a little bit more release in slightly different places in the body here. So you may feel it more in the right waist, down your iliotibial band, which runs from the outside of your right hip down to the side of your right knee. Perhaps you feel it a little bit more in those lateral tissues on the right side of the body. Keeping those shoulders down towards the ground, the chest nice and open. Find a sense of softness that works for you. Take it as actively or as passively as your body and you need today. And there's more space here now for the belly, for the breath. So we're not in quite so much of a twist around that abdominal space. So maybe you can tune into the breath a little more back into the tummy. You have that same option of turning the head in the opposite direction if you want to take it. Just allow your mind to rest on your breath. Elbows on the floor, we're not creating tension in those shoulders. If that doesn't work for you, take the arms a little further down towards your body so that you're not holding the arms in the air. If you do feel particularly strong sensation anywhere, you've got choices. You can back off. You can breathe into that sensation and come out the pose completely if it's distracting you. The key cue is always the breath, so if you're still able to breathe slow and steady and comfortably, then great. If your breath becomes quicker or harder to access, then adjust the position you've chosen. Good, here for about 3 more rounds of breath. Okay, on the inhale, just draw your navel towards your spine, protect your back as you roll back up. Uncross those legs. You may want to take windscreen wipers, you may want to extend the legs long, hug the knees, all of those options, one of those options again. Just listen to your body, take what feels good for you. Okay, when you feel ready, let's land those feet back on the ground. We're coming over to the right side, so we start with the double leg twist first. So the legs come up into that tabletop position, arms just cactus out to the side. Knees and ankles together if that's okay to start, but feel free to move them. And then on your exhale, just allow the legs over to the right. May feel totally different this side. Get to a point where you can land those legs on the ground, or the feet, or some part, so that you're not holding the legs in the air. And then see how much you can surrender any activity in those legs. Just let them be like a dead weight. Option to turn the head towards your left side if you want additional rotation through the spine. And then perhaps breathing into that left side now, so into your left ribs, into your left waist, feeling that fascia stretching with the inhale and softening with the exhale. That expansion and contraction through that rib cage, encouraging that release into the side of your body. And how high up your knees are compared to your body is really what serves you best. Again, you seek the level of activity or passivity that you want in this release today. Just check there's no tension being created in the jaw and the shoulders or anywhere else in the body. Continuing to encourage everything to let go, to soften, to relax. where can you feel the breath land in your body here? Can you just follow it where it chooses to go? Can you feel it in between each rib or down towards your stomach? Can you feel it around your shoulders, your collarbones? Here for about another 3 or 4 rounds of breath. Come out earlier if that serves you better. Just breathe here. Last breath here. Gently draw your navel to your spine as you inhale, just roll back onto your back. Let the knees just come back through center. You can take a full body stretch. You can hug the knees. You may want to lift up into a bridge if you feel like that serves you. Wiggle into the hips, windscreen wiper the legs. Again, just listen to your body. What does it want to do? And then when you're ready, land those feet back onto the floor. Take the right ankle over the left leg. Couldn't think then what we were doing. And then on your exhale, those legs are going to go over to the right again. So just let them come over. Again, it may feel different this side. So the right knee and thigh have come down towards the ground. The left leg are probably kind of hovering in the air. And you've got the additional weight of that right ankle now over your left leg. If this doesn't serve you, then lose the weight of the right leg over the left. And just let the knees come down towards the earth. You may feel more of a stretch now into those places I mentioned before. So into your left glute, IT band, waist, maybe even on the front of that left hip. There's no right or wrong way you feel it necessarily, because we all do different things on a day-to-day basis. We all genetically have different parts of us that feel different to others. So where you feel it is likely to be different to where the person laying next to you feels it. So just explore it for yourself. Build that svadhyaya, that self-awareness. And you can be respectful of what your body needs here. You can turn the head round to the left if you want that extra rotation through the spine. You see how heavy you can encourage those legs to be. Can you stay with your breath? Can you encourage that breath into spaces you've created? Remember, if at any point that breath quickens or seems harder to access, adjust the posture that you've chosen so that your body feels safe and your breath can return. Stay with that breath in and out through the nose, surrendering the weight of the body down to the earth, encouraging everything to unravel and release. We'll be here for about another 4 or so rounds of breath. Next time you land on an inhale, slowly draw your belly towards your spine, roll back onto your back, uncross your legs. And again, take whatever movement feels nice for you. Releasing through the body. And then as a collective counter pose, for want of a better word, you're going to just roll over onto one side. Doesn't matter which, whatever feels comfortable for you. Let your head support your arms support your head, and bring yourself almost into like a fetal position. So the knees are coming in towards the body, the head is resting on your arm, your eyes are closed. And just soften here for a moment or two. Just allow that breath to flow in any which way it wants. Allow the body to land wherever it serves. And then whichever arm is not underneath your head, just place that hand onto the earth, give you a bit of support to start to lift up. Just press down into that hand, slide the other arm that was under your head underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up to a seated position, facing towards the front of your mat. So we're going to use our bolsters again. We're going to take a very passive version of Paschimottanasana, or caterpillar as it's called in yin. So we're going to bring the bolster underneath the knees. You can actually have the knees quite wide if that feels nice for you, or you can have them closer together if that feels better. And then just almost sort of lift your butt up and try and sit on the back of your sit bones, just to help our pelvis tilt forwards rather than backwards, because we don't want to start from this curvature of the spine. We want to start from a nice tall spine, open heart and collarbone. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to just take 4 breaths in and out, and then we're going to come to land. So we're going to breathe in, take the arms up towards the sky, almost lift up and out of your waist. Then exhale, hinge, fold yourself down. We're not going to stay there. We're going to inhale, draw the belly to the spine, rise back up, find that length back through the vertebra. Exhale, hinge and fold it back down. Just 2 more like this. We're just trying to create some more length through the body before we land. Exhale, hinge and folding forwards. Good, last time, breathe it in. Get as much space as you can, long, long, long. And then on your exhale, just fold it forwards and just land there, wherever serves you. Relax your head, your neck, your shoulders. If you want, you can always pop your brick on your bolster and use that to support your head if that's going to be more comfortable for you. And just relax the body. Allow the shoulder blades to spread away from each other. The head and neck to be as heavy as feels comfortable in your neck and shoulders. So you don't really want to be having to actively hold the head up. So feel free to use any other props to give you some support if you want it. And then you're compressing now into those front hip flexors, but also gently pressing the apana region of your body, either against your legs or towards the bolster. This again helps with shifting and eliminating digestion, stagnant energy, stuff that the body doesn't need, doesn't serve us. So you just encourage the body to get rid of it. Move it along. So a nice flexion through the spine. So we just allow that spine to curve, but in an elongated and lengthened way, so creating some space through the back body. We've done a lot of poses opening through the front body, and this is a nice counter to that, a nice redress of balance. Maybe you're more aware of your breath in the back of your body now, so in your rib cage at the back. Perhaps you can feel the lungs filling with air as you breathe in, and your rib cage expanding, and then gently softening as you release
the air away from the body. Perhaps each time you exhale, you find a little more space. The body eases out a little more. Tune into the rhythm of your body, your breath. This practice is you, your breath, your body. Connect to that inner landscape, the magic that is your breath, the rhythm that is your heart, the releasing of your tissues, your fascia. If you're somebody that experiences tension, restriction in your lower back, this can be a really nice passive way to invite the body to relax and release some of that tension in that area. Be here for probably about another 5 or 6 rounds of breath. Take what you need from that time, leave what you don't. Can you find the patience in the wait here, rather than your mind desperately wanting to go on to the next thing or look back at previous things? Can you just be here now with your breath, with your body? And the last 2. And next time you land on an inhale, just slowly start to just peel that upper body back up. Just move really mindfully out of these poses. Landing back in a nice tall spine, and maybe it feels nice to take a little roll out through the shoulders. And then we're going to come into whatever pose you want to be in for your Shavasana. So you've got a bolster, you've got a brick. You could have the bolster as it is underneath your legs. You could come back into that supported bridge. You could lay completely flat on the mat. You could use the brick, I don't know, in any which way you want. You decide. So take your time to just find the right place for you to be. Bear in mind you'll be here for a little while, so ensure it's somewhere that your body can completely relax and be really comfortable. If anybody needs anything they don't have, so just give them that sweet spot, let me know, I can grab you something. And then I'm going to talk you through just a rotation of consciousness, traveling your awareness to different parts of the body. You're welcome to listen to my voice and follow the invitation to these different parts of the body, or you're welcome to just be in your own little space for this closing part of the practice, whatever works best for you. If you want to join me, then I invite you to bring your awareness to your mouth. And just becoming aware of your tongue resting in your mouth. Aware of your lower jaw, your upper jaw, your teeth that line the lower jaw and the teeth that line your upper jaw. And the gums surrounding these teeth within your mouth. And bring your awareness to your upper lip, to your lower lip, and the space in between your lips, to your left cheek, to your right cheek, gently sweeping across the cheeks to your right ear, and then sweeping back to your left ear. Across to your forehead, softening into the tissues, the left temple and the right, the crown of your head, the back of your head, the tip of your nose, the air as it comes in through your right nostril, the air as it comes in through your left nostril, the air as it leaves both nostrils, your right eyelid, your left eyelid, your right eye, and your left eye, your right eyebrow, your left eyebrow, the space between your eyebrows. And travel your awareness now down into your right hand and your thumb, to your right index finger, middle finger, ring and little finger, to the palm of your right hand, to the back of your right hand, to your right wrist, forearm, right elbow and upper arm, to your right armpit and around your right shoulder, to the ribs as they wrap around the right side of your body, to your right waist, your right hip, and down your right thigh. To your right knee, your right calf, your right ankle, and into your right heel. Follow the curve of your sole of the right foot and around the top of your right foot. Your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth and fifth. And then across to your left hand now. Your left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring and little finger. The palm of your left hand, the back of your left hand, your left wrist, forearm, elbow and upper arm, your left armpit and across the top of your left shoulder. ribs as they wrap around your left side and down into your left waist, your left hip, thigh, knee and calf, into your left ankle, your left heel, and the sole of your left foot, top of your left foot, into your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth and fifth. Cross to your right glutes, then your left, around your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of your neck, back of your head, the roof of your mouth, your throat, your right collarbone, your left collarbone, middle of your chest, your abdomen, your navel, your whole entire spine, the whole of your head, the whole of your right arm, whole of your left arm, both arms together, whole of your right leg, the whole of your left leg, both legs together, the whole of the front of your body, the whole of the back of your body. Be aware of your whole body. Without opening the eyes, just begin to become aware of your body in this space. Contact of your body with the ground beneath you, the props beneath you. Perhaps you want to invite some gentle movement into your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Just start to return back into your body. And listen to the wisdom of your body and just move in any way that feels natural for you. Hug your knees, take a stretch, roll to one side. And then in your own time, no rush, just find your way up to a comfortable seat. We'll close our practice. If you're happy to close the eyes or lower the gaze. And if you'd like to join me in Anjali Mudra, then we just connect the palms together, rest the thumbs at the heart. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, just allow the chin to bow down towards the heart space. Little pause to offer gratitude wherever you see it serves best. I offer mine to you. Thank you for sharing this space this evening. Namaste. 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 You're saving that cough till right at the end.